Keith Hernandez joins us now. Keith, it's Brian Kenny. Great to have you back on the show.
It is great to be back on, Brian.
All right, Keith, let's start with it. I'm just wondering your take, because you're watching these guys night after night. McLean, Jonah Tong, Brandon Sproat, just like suddenly, boom, this trio emerges. What's your read on three rookies getting such meaningful innings down the stretch?
Well, I think in the long term, it's great experience for them. For the present, to go with three, basically rookie starters in a stretch run, that's a tall order. But they all three seem to be like they've been in the big leagues 10 years. They're very poised. They pitched really well. Jonah had that first rough start. That is Tong at home. Well, they scored 5 runs for him in the first inning, and then they scored 7 runs for him in the second inning, and he was sitting there nervous as can be, and he had to wait 30 minutes in each inning to get back out there to pitch. And I thought he performed well, and he pitched well in Cincinnati. It's a tall order on 3 young guys to go out there and pitch in a stretch run. But boy, in the long term for them, it's baptism by fire, and it's a great experience.
Yeah, pitchers are more ready now, it seems, aren't they? Like the technology, the way they trained, they seem to be more ready to go when they hit the ground running in the majors.
It does seem that way, and I think what's happened is it took me a while to realize that the circle change. The off-speed pitch has become the kind of the equalizer, and the circle change, I think, is the perfected grip of the off-speed pitch. It used to be a palm ball, then it evolved into a screwball. And then the split finger, which is still here, which was a very wicked pitch, still is. But the circle change, they take the right amount off, and they teach these kids to throw it in the minor leagues. And they take their lumps down there and perfect it. So that's why I think they come up ready to pitch. They have an assortment of secondary pitches to go with their fastball.
Keith, you've been broadcasting a long time now. I'm just wondering, what is the Juan Soto experience like, year one?
It's amazing. I remember his first when he was 19 or whatever the heck he was when in that World Series. He's so quick inside, and the name of the game, pitcher versus the hitter, is if you get beat inside, whoever conquers the inside corner is going to win the battle one-on-one, the pitcher and the hitter. And you got to be very, very careful with Juan. He's got a good eye at the plate, obviously, leading the league in walks. He doesn't chase downstairs below the knee. You can nibble on him, get ahead, and these pitchers want to mess around with him. He's not going to chase downstairs. He will chase above the chin and up. Because he has that uppercut. He can hit the bomb. No one thought he'd hit 40 home runs this year coming out of Yankee Stadium. Everybody said it was the right field porch. He's going to hit 40 home runs. He's a legitimate 40 home run guy.
Keith, all around, again, you are the best fielding first baseman I've ever seen, most people have ever seen. He giveth and he taketh away. So on the bases and in right field, what's your take on Soto as an all-around ball player?
His defense has not been it's average defense, maybe slightly above. His arm is improved. He had the short right field porch in Yankee Stadium, and that helped him. But he plays, when the men are on base, I notice he plays a little bit shallower. And the one flaw in his outfield that I can see is he doesn't read balls going back to the wall. He doesn't quite get the read. Okay, I can't get there. I'll play the ball on a hop off the wall, on a line drive. And, that's the only flaw that I can see. He's made all the plays. He's been very, very good in right field.
Keith, again, your days with the Mets are still legendary. Your fielding prowess. Davey Johnson was the manager then. Davey was top 10 win percentage in the history of baseball. Davey was there. I wonder specifically, we'll talk about him and his passing this weekend, but you, again, as a highly intellectual ball player with this intellectual manager, but you're both a little abrasive, right? You're both your own guy. How was your relationship with Davey?
My relationship with Davey was fantastic. He was a player's manager. He did more. I became a better player in New York than I was at St. Louis because he left me alone. All he cared about, you came to the ballpark and ready to play and play every day, which I did. and I absolutely loved playing for him. You know, he's one of the first guys that went to the computer, and I have a real quick story for you. We were flying to Houston, and Davey called me up into first class, and where he was sitting, and he said, pulled out all this data and said, "I'm going to sit you down tomorrow." And I go, "Why?" He goes, "Well, Ryan's pitching." And I go, "What do you mean?" I don't mind facing Ryan. He goes, "Well, look at your numbers." And I go, "Yeah, I was under 200 against him." I go, "Yeah, but Davey, I've gotten big hits off him, and I walk a lot. I don't mind facing him. Put me in the lineup. If you want to give me a rest against Nepper, who was a tough left-hander." And I went up that game the next day, and I hit a 3-run home run in the dome off Ryan to beat him in the 7th inning. That's just a funny story.
Nolan Ryan, right? Like the whole league's hitting
Nolan Ryan.
The whole league is hitting 200 off Nolan Ryan, right? Your take on him. Like I heard that from Darryl Strawberry yesterday too. On like lets players play. He wasn't overbearing with you guys because again, his personality, his mind was always working.
He had a little temper on him, and if he got mad at you, he would tell you. He came down one time. I would always call. I'd like to switch on hit and runs. A hit and run is not a weapon anymore. It's kind of a foregone, long gone weapon. I used to always like to switch. Usually the opposite field runner or the pole guy covers, and I would always switch it, and I switched it and had Wally Backman at second base cover. It opened up the right side of the infield, which I didn't realize. And when I came in the dugout, Davey got in my face and said, "Don't ever do that again. I don't like opening up that right side of the infield on a hit and run. Always have the shortstop cover." And I never did it again.
Okay. Now, you tell you had an eye for detail. I know, again, you were such a great defensive first baseman. Again, your awareness was through the roof. I have a burr in my saddle, or a bee in my bonnet, as I say, Keith. Can I show you a few things?
Sure.
This is what I don't get. I don't know if this was done in your day. Guys running out of the baseline to disrupt the throw from the first baseman, right?
Yes.
Here's Mookie Betts. Like, this is just this year, recently. I'm going to show you Zach Neto. He's going to run. Turns it into a farce. We saw this with Machado last year, and you may have called this game. This is Jerks and Profar doing it to the Mets.
Yes.
This is interference, isn't it? Should this be allowed?
It is. It's interference. And, Gary Cohn, our play-by-play guy, said the rule book is not really precise. You can make your own base path. Being a left-handed thrower, that would make it a little easier for me. But for the right-hand guy, the right-hand first baseman who's got to turn and pivot, and he's throwing it on the arm side into the runner, that makes it very, very difficult for them. It's happened 3 times this year at the games that I've called, and it should be interference. They should not be allowed to go into the grass like that.
For some reason, some umpires let it go. Others will call it, but most will be like, well, it's like you can't do it anywhere else. So you can do that there. I don't get it. Good. I get that is Joel Sherman is laughing because I won't let that go. But it bugs me that is the bee in my butt. I just want to put this up too, Keith, for the kids at home, anyone who saw you. I don't want to embarrass you, but anybody knows who values on base, and again, your awareness. Quick resume for Keith. You're important. You should be in the Hall of Fame. So those of us who study the Hall of Fame all the time know your value out there, and you're one of the best we've ever seen. So I just wanted to say that to you, Keith.
Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate your support, and evidently, I'm up this year for I guess for next year. So we'll see which way it shakes. It'd be a great honor, and it would be who plays baseball doesn't want to get into the Hall of Fame.
Right, you're deserving. And stay critical, by the way. Don't worry about being critical. We like that. We like that. There's not much of that that we hear. When you and Ronnie get on, like you keep it real, we enjoy that. So people are recognizing that. Thank you, Keith.